Good evening and welcome back to 49 News for our third show of the 2024 spring semester. I'm Mike Malazzi.
And I'm Emma Schneider. Tonight we will be taking a look at things happening on and around UD's campus while also taking a step back for some worldwide views. 49 News starts right now. The latest U.S. news rankings are in, and this time UD is making headlines as a top-ranked graduate school. The U.S. News and World Report evaluated numerous graduate programs, including business, education, fine arts, health, law, nursing, and more. The University of Delaware was listed in the top 3 schools with a stellar physical therapy program. They were also given high regards for the Public Management and Leadership grad program and nonprofit management. A new scam has surfaced on the University of Delaware campus. Police are warning against phone scams that have been targeting students. The scammers behind these acts are posing as police officers and university employees. They have called personal phone numbers of students posing threats of arrest and disciplinary action if not given money through wire transfers, bank transfers, virtual payment apps, and even gift cards. As always, the UD police are reminding students to stay vigilant and to take precaution.
The University of Delaware police have arrested 2 men who have been accused of stealing tires from cars in university parking lots. The men had stolen from at least 2 university students in the overnight hours of March 9th, 21st, and April 3rd on UD's North Campus. The 2 men are not at all affiliated with the university and have admitted to their crimes. Police say a man was struck and killed by a train east of Newark on Thursday. The train was headed from New York to Washington, D.C. around 5:15 p.m. when it hit a man walking near the tracks with his back to the train. It is said that the train operator blew the horn, but the man did not move, and the front of the train hit him. The man, only identified as 51 from Smyrna, died at the scene. The incident still remains under investigation. Warm days on the green are definitely being welcomed by Blue Hens on campus, but there are more serious issues they should be concerned about. Emma Schneider went to find out.
And of course, we begin with our big story here. 3 much anticipated reports on climate change are all out today, painting a grim picture.
It's hard to enjoy an 80-degree day in mid-April when thinking of the possible reasons we get to enjoy it. Climate change comes up in conversation often, and when looking to the media, it often seems dire, especially when looking forward to warmer months.
Change is becoming an increasing problem for all of us here. It's pretty unusual to see this warmer weather in April, but I think a lot of students are enjoying the warm weather and it's making them feel better, but I don't know if this trend of warm weather will feel as enjoyable in the summer months when it's becoming increasingly hot and we'll have some extreme heat days that can be dangerous.
Climate change can be a stressful part of this warm weather, but what are students thinking about these abnormally warm days?
Blue Hens seem to be concerned about the repercussions of climate change and aware of the possible consequences.
Because I know that our time on this earth is limited, and I don't want it to be less limited because of climate change.
On the other hand, there are some students who know they should be more concerned than they currently are.
Honestly, I feel like it should be a bigger concern of mine, but as of now, it's kind of just in the back of my mind.
While thinking about climate change is stressful, the warm weather is definitely being welcomed by the many Blue Hens on UD's campus, whether they're playing spike ball on the green, walking on Main, or just having class outside. And it is no surprise that students feel more productive during these days.
I would say that I am more productive when the weather's good. I'm out more and I'm more enthusiastic about doing my work. I have missed class before because the weather was bad.
The weather that I feel most productive in is definitely the warmer weather. I like to work outside with some friends and stuff.
With Earth Day on this upcoming Saturday, April 20th, definitely try to take some time to go outside, disconnect, and do something good for the environment. For 49 News, I'm Emma Schneider. A Newark man was struck and killed while riding an electric scooter. Randy Bempong was heading south on a Phantom commuter electric scooter when he veered into the northbound lane and into the path of a Nissan Altima. Unfortunately, he died at the scene after the crash. The crash remains under investigation as troopers are asking anyone who witnessed this crash to contact the police, M. Calayo, at 302-365-8483. 8 students were arrested last Tuesday after a series of fights broke out at Newark High School. Over a dozen police officers were forced to restore order. An investigation reports that more than 15 students were originally a part of the initial fight, and while school staff and officers attempted to break it up, many smaller fights began in hallways nearby. 6 students, 3 boys and 3 girls, between 14 to 16 years old, were arrested at the scene and charged with disorderly conduct. Just an hour later, another fight broke out and a 14-year-old girl pepper sprayed a police officer. 2 more girls were arrested. The students are currently pending their appearance in family court. Now we're going to break to Ryan with sports.
Thank you, Emma. Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan Mink, and this is your sports update. Firstly, the University of Delaware has partnered with the Philadelphia Flyers to roll out their first ever NCAA Division I women's ice hockey program. The announcement was led by Flyers President of Hockey Operations Keith Jones and Delaware's Athletic Director Christy Wowak. The partnership will align around growing the game of hockey, community engagement, and launching a world-class women's ice hockey program. The team also announced Allison Coomey as their first head coach, who I spoke about with the process of forming a new team.
You know, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Every year you're trying to get better. You're trying to get players in that, know what it takes to win. Sometimes not knowing the history can be a good thing. Like we haven't won here, but we're young. So we're a young program. So, that excitement of knowing like where we can go and where we're going is pretty fun to see. And we do have a lot of younger players now that push the pace in practice, but we have older players that, know what it takes to get to that next step too. So it's fun.
The team will lace up and enter its Division I era and start play in the Collegiate Hockey America Conference in 2025-26. The Blue Hens will become the 45th Division I women's hockey team and the first ever NCAA ice hockey program in the state of Delaware. There is no doubt in my mind that the partnership will quickly put our program in a position to be successful, says Wowak. Now back to the rest of sports. The University of Delaware's men's lacrosse team re-entered the nation's top 20 in all three major polls Monday as Delaware came off a 16-12 senior day win over Stony Brook, back on Saturday for UD's fourth win in a row and their fifth straight CAA win. This week's CAA Co-Offensive Player of the Week, J.P. Ward, matched a season-high 7 points with 2 goals and 5 assists. Senior goaltender Kevin Ellington recorded a career-high 21 saves. The Blue Hens improved to 7-3 on the year and remain a perfect 5-0 in CAA action. The Blue Hens take on Drexel on Saturday, April 20th at 1 p.m. on the road. The University of Delaware's women's lacrosse team dropped a Sunday afternoon game to Hofstra with a final score of 19-11. However, the record book was rewritten as Madison Hronika reset the program's single-season cause turnover mark with her 51st of the season, breaking her own record set last season of 50 cause turnovers. The Hens are now 9-5 and sit at 2-4 in CAA play. The Hens travel to North Carolina to play Elon on Saturday at noon. The University of Delaware's baseball team broke the program's record for most team home runs in a single game with 10, as it defeated Northeastern by a score of 14-11 on Sunday. A standout from the week was infielder Eric Lundman, who was awarded the CAA Offensive Player of the Week. Lundman batted .500 with 5 home runs, a double, 11 RBIs, and 12 runs scored in 3 games. With the win, the Blue Hens' record is 18-16 overall and 6-6 in CAA play. They will hit the road this weekend to take on CAA foe North Carolina A&T from April 19th to the 21st. The University of Delaware softball Chloe Blantz had a walk-off hit in the bottom of the 7th to help complete the Blue Hens' come-from-behind win against Monmouth with a final score of 4-3 and sweep the weekend series. Emily Winburn pulled out a solid outing and threw a complete game, allowing just 1 earned run and 1 walk, as now she has 19 wins on the season, which is tied second all-time in program history and just needs 1 more to tie for first. Delaware has now won 7 straight games and 11 straight home games. Delaware will host Hofstra at home for a weekend series starting April 19th. That's all for sports. Now on the Joe with weather.
Good evening. My name is Joe Davis, and I'm here with your 49 weather update. Jumping straight into some weather tonight, we're following up this cloudy, rainy day today with some more tonight. This model is showing us that within an hour or so, thunderstorms will be rolling in, paired with just a bit of rain. You can see this distinct cold front pushing from the east border of Ohio and dropping off what is left of that system here in Delaware. Expect some unfavorable conditions here soon tonight. Moving to our local weather conditions, it was 63 degrees here earlier today and will be dropping to only about 56 by midnight. Those clouds are acting like a warm blanket over Delaware, so don't expect those thunderstorms to bring much cold with them. What they will be bringing is some rain. We have seen a 1/4 inch of rain in the last 24 hours and are expecting a bit less than that from this system. That rain will be coming throughout the night into tomorrow. Looking closer at tonight, The sun went down at 7:44, and we are getting just a bit colder at 53 degrees before that sun comes back up. Those clouds will be sticking around all night into tomorrow, and even though you won't see it, the sun will rise at 6:20. On your walk to class tomorrow, prepare for a gloomy day here on campus. When they say April showers, they aren't kidding, so be prepared. Showers are expected during the morning and early afternoon, on and off, so pack your raincoat and umbrella for your walk. Nice 50s throughout the day, but that rain will be anything but comfortable, so plan accordingly. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast, Thursday should be our last dreary day for a bit. We are getting back to normalcy with these nice 60s temperatures, and once we get into weekend mode, expect some good sunshine to dry out all the rain. This should last through the start of next school week, so start to look forward to that once we make it through tomorrow. Diving into some interesting weather news, the Midwest has been getting absolutely pummeled with nasty weather, and today marks day 3 of the onslaught. Tornado and thunderstorm warnings are covering the map throughout the Ohio River Valley. This video to my side was captured by a storm chaser in Iowa before this system entered Kansas, where a tornado injured 2 victims. You can see that massive convection here in this video, and this is not the end for these immense systems. Those remnants of severe storms will be heading our way soon, and tonight's storm will be the first to make its way to Delaware. That's all I have for your weather update. Now back to Emma with some more news.
Thank you, Joe. Monday the 15th marked the last day that tax returns could be submitted, and those who filed could be in for a big payday. According to the IRS, the average income tax refund is up $123 from last year, bringing the nation average to just over $3,000 per person. The refund experience has also seen major improvements, mainly in customer service, as the IRS has been able to use federal funding to dramatically decrease call wait times and create a more user-friendly online refund tracker. The improvements benefit both the refund recipient and the IRS themselves, as they aim to promote a more efficient and effective business before the next round of spending cuts. UD students and staff have raised concerns after the university announced that they would be making budget cuts due to financial instability. This new spending plan has had campus-wide effects. Ava Lamb has the story.
Skyrocketing healthcare costs are forcing the University of Delaware to consider serious measures to balance their budget. Dennis Asanis alerted university faculty and staff to several immediate cost-saving measures with the possibility of more to come in a letter sent February 6th of this year.
It involves health insurance and hiring fees. The health insurance is going up for everyone that works here, and they can't afford to pay such an increase. We're probably going to see budget cuts in a lot of areas. We might see layoffs like we did with COVID and the theater department because they cut down the size of that.
The University of Delaware is limiting hiring, traveling, and external consulting. Most hiring is currently frozen, non-essential travel is frozen, capital projects largely deferred.
I am in HBNS, Behavior Nutrition Sciences. We have a hard time in my department getting specific classes because they can't pay for the teachers to teach the classes, so I know that was difficult for myself.
Kind of frustrated because it's already kind of hard to get into certain classes for no reason. And if they're cutting class, it's going to be even harder.
Yeah, I've heard stuff about the business school. I just know that they're going into strategic planning to just cut down on costs.
I know for my major, we use a lot of technology. And we've been having trouble, acquiring the technology we need to learn the stuff we need to actually learn.
UD told its community these measures and more exist on a living document as the university continues to monitor economic headwinds and the state of Delaware's health insurance premiums. This puts students in an uncomfortable position, worrying that the university will lower faculty's health care plans.
I don't think that's very fair to the professors, funding somewhere where they see people as expendable.
They're teachers, they probably already don't have that great of a healthcare plan. We're paying so much money where it's going.
In February 2024, the university let out a statement in regards to this, explaining, "Our UD community has always proven to be resilient, stepping up to help each other and the institution overall when it matters most."
A historic black church in the Newark area was recently targeted by racially motivated vandalism. St. Daniel's Community Church of Iron Hill was covered in racial slurs and KKK symbols. Pastor Joseph E. Fields said there was also a smell of propane and a broken window. This is not the first time the church has been vandalized, and church leaders say they are not intimidated. While an investigation is still underway, the church is still welcoming the community every Sunday. Last Friday, 28-year-old Wilmington woman Hajga Cohn was arrested on charges in sextortion and money laundering schemes. Cohn and other conspirators targeted thousands of people, including minors. they attempted to extort about $6 million from their victims, threatening to distribute sexual images that were fraudulently obtained. Cohn has been charged with conspiracy to commit cyberstalking and send interstate threats, conspiracy to engage in money laundering, and wire fraud. If convicted, Cohn could be sentenced 20 years in prison per charge. Two anonymous UD student organizations set up an Israeli flag display on the Green last week. They also propped up signs which had information about the Israeli hostages kidnapped by Hamas during the October 7th attack. Shortly after, concerns were raised with reports that the display was taken down and the flags were found thrown in the trash. Within a 24-hour period, the display was vandalized 3 times, prompting police to open a hate crime investigation. According to campus protocols, the groups followed all necessary rules and secured approval for the temporary display. UD Vice President for Student Life, Jose Luis Herrera, and Vice President for Institutional Equity, Fatima Conley, put out a statement in the following days. These reports are particularly disheartening given what we stand for as an academic and intellectual community, they said. Here at the University of Delaware, each has the responsibility to foster an atmosphere that promotes the free exchange of ideas and opinions. Everyone has the right to benefit from this atmosphere, and this requires us to be willing and able to grapple with facts and ideas with which we disagree, that challenge our worldview or that make us uncomfortable, or at even times angry. The Jewish organization, UD Hillel, put out a statement about the incident. We are saddened by the destruction of the display of Israeli flags and hostage signs that were planted on the Green on Sunday night by 2 student organizations. Thankfully, UDPD responded quickly to the situation, and the university sent out a strong and supportive message to the UD community. Our Jewish community is strong. We are here for you. With increased tensions on campuses across the U.S. due to the Israel-Hamas war, extra security has been in place this past week. UDPD has been on patrol at the front of the Green where the flags were placed.
A synchronized event that hasn't occurred in 221 years is set to take place in the coming weeks. Tens of billions of cicadas are expected to make noise around the Midwest and Southeast in early May. 2 different types of periodical cicadas have spent years underground in preparation for a mating ritual and will emerge at the same time. Experts speculate that more than 1 trillion cicadas may surface. The unusual event is exciting for bug enthusiasts and entomologists, as an event this size hasn't occurred since 1803 when Thomas Jefferson was president. New York City is facing a new issue after the death of an escaped zoo owl was linked to high amounts of rat poison in his system. In order to prevent further instances, as well as combat the inhumane and slow-killing alternatives such as rat poisons, snap traps, and glue traps, lawmakers have proposed a citywide distribution of a rat contraceptive as a new alternative to pest control. The hope is that spreading these pellet-sized contraceptives will help stunt the fast-paced rise in rat populations within the city without the use of any harmful or cruel methods.
If you drink coffee, then you might want to know that it could be over 600,000 years old. The Coffea arabica is the world's most popular type of coffee, and a family tree was built for it by researchers in hopes of learning about more how the plants protect themselves from pests and climate change. They discovered that the species has been around for 600,000 years due to the crossbreeding of 2 other coffee species. Arabica coffee makes up 60 to 70% of the total global coffee market and is even brewed in markets like Starbucks today. We will be right back after this commercial.
49 News starts right now.
I'm Emma Schneider here with your entertainment news.
I'm Laura Daly here with this week's weather update. We could see the clouds are moving in to the area as the night progresses.
I went out to find out what students really think.
Let's see what students at the University of Delaware have to say.
Here's what you can do to keep yourself safe during this holiday season.
Sadly, that is all we have for you tonight on 49 News.
It's back. We're back.
Penn Sport Night, your University of Delaware sports broadcasting show.
That team from Boston. Just because they got a leprechaun don't mean they're going to be lucky.
How has your experience been playing field hockey here?
How magical was the beginning of the season for you guys?
Who are you rooting for this World Cup?
Probably the USA or Scotland.
Watch the play. I don't think I've seen it though. Yeah, you can't guard them. That's not your body.
This is her first time in 10 years, so we're like kind of at the same level.
Welcome to Real Talk.
What is the best Halloween candy?
You had to play a song every time you came into the room. What song would it be?
This movie's bonkers. Let's get right into that.
Yeah. Do you guys like pickles?
No. I love pickles. I'm so excited.
You see Kanye West as this icon, as this person, and
he did said some anti-Semitic things. So it's like, how do you deal with it?
There's nothing scarier than a student-run television show with an audience of 13.
Do you mean bi-weekly?
Don't they look stunning?
What? I don't want to hold you back.
Ow!
What now?
McKinley! Shut the hell up!
Let me just leave these babies here, Ricky, while I head on up to the saloon for the hour. I'm just gonna...
I've been your host, Lauren Kapp, and this is the Bi-Weekly Show.
Hello, I'm Grace McKenna with your pop culture news. Music fans from around the country flocked to Coachella Valley this past weekend for the 25th annual Coachella Music Festival. The first weekend of the famous festival include artists Lana Del Rey, Doja Cat, Ice Spice, and Tyler, the Creator. Many fans were excited for Lana Del Rey's performance, where she brought out Billie Eilish to sing Eilish's song, Ocean Eyes. There were even more surprise guests, including Gwen Stefani's band No Doubt, bringing out Olivia Rodrigo, Tyler, the Creator, and A$AP Rocky, and Thames bringing out Justin Bieber, just to name a few. And let's not forget Weekend 2 is this upcoming weekend, with more star-studded performances expected. New music from Dua Lipa will be released very soon. The pop artist has announced that her new album, Radical Optimism, will be released May 3rd. In other music news, SZA will be headlining the new Sudden Little Thrills Music Festival in Pittsburgh this upcoming September. Childish Gambino has announced he will also be releasing 2 studio albums, including one that is re-recorded version of his 2020 album, 3:15:20. Future and Metro Boomin have announced their We Trust You tour following their albums. The 27-date tour will include stops in Atlanta, Brooklyn, Toronto, and Chicago. Turning to the box office, Alex Garland's Civil War opens at #1 this past weekend, racking in $25.7 million in the box office. The dystopian action movie is about a divided America in the future. The movie includes actors Kristen Dunst and Nick Offerman. In other news, Keanu Reeves is set to voice a popular character, Shadow, in the new Sonic 3 movie. This news was announced last week from a presentation from Paramount at CinemaCon. Major news in Bachelor Nation as Golden Bachelor Jerry Turner and wife Teresa Niss file for divorce 3 months into their marriage. The couple states that they have had a number of heart-to-heart conversations and have looked closely at their situation along with their living situation, and have mutually agreed that it is time to dissolve their marriage. Turner and Niss have claimed that their living situation between their families was just not working, as Turner is from South Carolina and Niss from New Jersey. The couple quickly responded to some backlash by giving their advice. We say, don't give up, stay in it, stay hopeful, because we are. That's a bit dramatic. Women's basketball star Caitlin Clark is taking on new fashion for the WNBA draft, where she was the #1 pick. Clark, best known for being the top-scoring NCAA Division I player of all time for both women's and men's, walked the orange carpet in head-to-toe Prada. Prada has never dressed an athlete for a draft, making this big news in both sports and fashion. That's all for your entertainment. Now back to Emma with more news.
Thank you, Grace. UD Dining is back at it again with their Farm Fresh Focus Market at Mentor Circle. The event hosts a collection of local businesses with unique products alongside a lineup of lunch, lemonade, and U-Dairy. Casey Nyman went to check out the popular event.
Passing from class to class, there's always something to stumble upon on UD's campus. Chances are, if you passed by the infamous book statue last Wednesday, you might have seen the spot a little busier than usual. Right next to Morris Library, the book was surrounded by booths and tables. And while this event might have come as a surprise for many students, it's actually one of UD's recurring markets.
As the weather warms up, UD's Mentor Circle is bustling with students as they check out local entrepreneurs and even some student-owned businesses here on campus.
Hosted by UD's Dining Services, the quaint farmers market is known to host a variety of local vendors, UD organizations, fresh produce, breads, plants, and on-the-go lunch. The event is not a new novelty to the campus and has been going on for years. Continuing from last fall, the market takes place every second Wednesday of the month from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. However, it is no doubt that the beaming sunshine makes for a much more compelling day to grab some lemonade and peruse the pop-ups. It also appears this time around, UD is trying to focus on highlighting more student entrepreneurs.
This is our business, Funky Rat. So it's a unisex, sustainable streetwear brand. It developed last year. It was kind of just a concept for about like 3 to 4 months. And then we just started selling actual clothes in July. And right now we just do in-person events. So we take thrifted clothing and then we upcycle it by adding our own designs that we draw ourselves. And we pick what days we're going to embroider and what days we're going to screen print and trying to just figure it out. I mean, with class and stuff, it gets a little tricky, but we make the time for it because it's not just something that, you know, we're doing for money. We're doing this because we love it. So it's kind of just fun for us.
Impressively, these students managed to tackle both juggling classes and running their own crafty side businesses. However, the entrepreneurial spirit does not stop there. A few past UD alumni stopped by to showcase their products and get back to their roots where it all started.
I started Mixtape Paper Co. as a way to help people connect and share more loving feelings and just kind of express, you know, how they feel. And yeah, a lot of our stuff is inspired by music, kind of retro design, lots of color. I try to have a little bit of humor. Just kind of like anything I'm feeling in the moment, I kind of turn into something that I hope people will love. It's wild. Like the first time I started doing this market, I don't know, just stepping back on campus again, because I hadn't really done that since I was a student. It felt, I don't know, it felt really like nice and rewarding. And connecting with students is like my favorite thing now. So I'm here like almost every month because I can't get enough of it.
The market's not just a great place to shop around on a warm day, but can also help students see all of the side hustles students and local businesses have built up by themselves. The wide array of unique and diverse products speak to the creativity sparked right here on campus. Reporting for 49 News, I'm Casey Nyman.
That's all we have for you tonight. Make sure to follow us on social media at 49 News to keep up with us. Be sure to tune in to our next show on May 8th. I'm Emma Schneider.
And I'm Mike Malazzi. From all of us here at 49 News, stay safe and have a good night.